Genesis simply states it: Enoch walked with God, then he ceased to be. No death, no burial, just gone. For millennia, this footnote in the Torah has been a puzzle, a blank space in the story of humankind. But what if that disappearance wasn't an ending, but a doorway? The Book of Enoch transforms a quiet patriarch into a cosmic traveler, thrust into a hidden realm of angels and terrifying secrets. Imagine receiving a cosmic tour, a front-row seat to the machinery of the heavens. That's what one Enoch promises, revealing an astonishing backstory to the sons of God mentioned in Genesis. It's a narrative where angels, bored and lustful, descend to earth, break sacred oaths, and share forbidden knowledge: how to forge iron, how to paint eyelids, how to work dark magic. Suddenly, humanity isn't just flawed, it's being corrupted from above. Suddenly, Enoch is ripped from earth, flung upward into a realm of blinding light. He finds himself before the Ancient of Days, a figure seated upon a throne of fire, radiating unimaginable power. Beside him stands the Son of Man, a mysterious figure hidden under the Lord's wings, waiting for a time yet to come. This isn't just spectacle, it's a cosmic prophecy, a glimpse into the future and the fate of humanity. Forget starry nights and poetic wonder. One Enoch's angels present a shockingly precise view of the heavens. They show Enoch the colossal bronze gates marking the edge of the flat earth, the sun and moon driven by winds, seasons dictated by cosmic gears. This wasn't mysticism. It was a meticulous 364-day calendar, a desperate attempt to reclaim order from chaos amidst political upheaval. But the vision doesn't end in celestial grandeur. It plunges into a nightmare dream, humanity rewritten as animals. Adam, a bull; Israel, a flock of bleating sheep preyed upon by wolves and eagles. This isn't mere allegory, it's a brutal retelling of history, a stark depiction of suffering and oppression. If these visions are true, what did these ancient prophets truly see? And what are we meant to learn from their terrifying tales? Imagine the air thinning, the snow deepening, 200 angelic forms shimmering against the stark white of Mount Hermon. It wasn't a celestial mission, it was a trespass, a rebellion against the divine order. These weren't messengers of peace, they were watchers, and they were falling. Semyaza, a name whispered with reverence and fear, broke the silence and the oath. His voice, like the cracking of glaciers, bound them to a dark pact, to descend, to claim mortal women, to defy the Creator. It was a blood oath, etched not in ink, but in the very fabric of the heavens. From that forbidden union, something monstrous arose: the Nephilim. Towering giants, their skin a mosaic of human and celestial flesh, inherited the strength of angels and the hunger of men. Their first cries echoed across the earth, a terrifying harbinger of the chaos to come. But the transgression went deeper than mere lust. Azazel, driven by an insatiable hunger for human favor, traded secrets: the art of forging iron, the allure of painted faces, the whispers of witchcraft. He sowed the seeds of vanity and violence, corrupting the nascent humanity. As the Nephilim devoured the Earth's resources and humanity succumbed to violence, the planet itself cried out. Fields lay barren, rivers ran red, and the air grew heavy with the stench of bloodshed. The cries of the innocent ascended to the heavens, a desperate plea for salvation. The heavens could not ignore the earth's anguished cries. A divine decree echoed across the cosmos. A cleansing was required, not merely punishment, but a total, violent erasure. How could these celestial beings, guardians of the divine order, fall so completely, and what was the ultimate price for their rebellion? 364 days a year, the sun traced a predictable path across the sky, a rhythm the priests of Jerusalem ruthlessly controlled. But within the Book of Enoch, a voice whispers of another reality, a throne room beyond comprehension, where an Ancient of Days sits ablaze, and a figure known as the Son of Man remains shrouded in shadow. This isn't a simple story, it's a cosmic map, leading to an unsettling truth about our place in the universe. Enoch's vision doesn't depict a benevolent, grandfatherly God. The Ancient of Days isn't comforting. He radiates a raw, terrifying power, a furnace of judgment. Witnesses describe hair like pure wool, eyes burning like flames, and a voice that shakes the foundations of creation. But this terrifying spectacle exists alongside a quieter presence, the Son of Man, seemingly passive, nestled within the Lord's radiant wings. Consider the timing. This Son of Man image emerges during an era when Rome's legions crushed any resistance, when Jewish identity felt utterly hopeless. The Book of Enoch isn't just describing an otherworldly encounter, it's offering a coded message of hope, a promise of future vindication. The prophecies weave a complex tapestry, hinting at a figure destined to shatter the powers that be. But why conceal him? And what purpose does his hidden presence serve? The language is unmistakable. The Son of Man would crush the teeth of the sinners, cast down kings from their thrones, and vindicate the righteous. But these aren't simply threats. They are declarations of a cosmic battle between light and darkness. A battle already underway, with Enoch as its unlikely witness. What if this wasn't just a vision, but a blueprint for a coming rebellion? And what role are we meant to play in the unfolding drama? 3 bronze portals, vast as cathedrals, groan under the weight of a sky no human eye had ever seen. Uriel leads Enoch past them, each one edged with glyphs that throb with an unseen energy, a map of the cosmos rendered in colossal metal. He witnesses the sun, a disk of molten fire, driven across the sky by unseen winds. It's not divine power, but mechanics. A colossal chariot pulled by gusts of celestial breath, guided by unseen hands, its passage dictated by predictable rhythms. But who designed this cosmic machine, and why this intricate clockwork? This wasn't mere stargazing, it was a declaration. The authors were demanding a 364-day calendar, a precise accounting of the seasons aligned with the celestial cycles. It was a direct challenge to the corrupt priestly class who maintained power through a chaotic, lunar-based system. But how could a single calendar cause such fierce opposition? To understand the heavens was an act of rebellion, a refusal to accept easy answers from those who craved power. Each meticulous measurement of the stars, each precisely recorded cycle of the moon, was a defiant step against the chaos the corrupt priests imposed. But what did they truly fear losing? The Book of Enoch doesn't separate science and faith, it binds them. A stunning revelation in a world that often demands a choice. How could such rigorous scientific observation of the cosmos become entangled with profound religious conviction? And what does this tell us about the true nature of ancient belief? This wasn't just a map of the stars, it was a battle for the soul of a civilization. 3 days without water, and the bull lowered his head, a shudder running through his enormous frame. That's how Adam began, according to the Book of Enoch. Not a man formed from dust, but a colossal white bull, symbol of strength, but also of stubbornness. This wasn't a straightforward genealogy, but a brutal allegory, and the choice of the bull suggests a deliberate commentary on the origins of human pride. Generations blur, the bull transforms, and the story reshapes into a bleating flock of sheep. That's the Israelites, vulnerable and exposed. But circling these sheep are wolves, sleek and menacing. The Egyptians, their eyes burning with hunger. It's not a fair fight, it's a relentless cycle of predation, a vivid embodiment of historical trauma painted in stark animal terms. The allegory expands. The Babylonians become lions, powerful and territorial, but the Greeks, they are eagles and kites, swooping from above, tearing at the sheep's eyes, a chilling image of aerial assault. It wasn't just about brute force, it was about insidious, calculated destruction, a symbolic representation of cultural and spiritual conquest. Then, unexpectedly, a great horned sheep rises, Judas Maccabeus gore and defiance erupting from its flanks. He wounds the predators, but the cycle isn't broken. The animals, the suffering. It's all a prelude to a divine judgment, a cosmic score settling. But why this bizarre, bestial language? Was it a way to describe unexplainable horrors, or a hidden key to understanding God's justice? Imagine a grand palace, built of glittering stone, rising from a dust-choked village. But the stones weren't quarried by artisans, they were hauled by the backs of the starving, their sweat mingling with the mortar. The letter of Enoch doesn't celebrate wealth, it condemns it, a furious indictment of those who feast while their neighbors wither. Enoch warned that their luxurious wealth, their carefully crafted image of prosperity, is an illusion, nothing more than melted lead. A shimmering facade that collapses instantly when the fire of divine judgment arrives. These aren't empty threats, they are prophecies etched into the fabric of the cosmos. But there's a strange comfort within this condemnation, a promise of cosmic justice. It isn't merely condemnation, it's meticulous accounting. Angels in the heavens aren't indifferent to the suffering of the earth, they're writing it down. Each injustice, each act of cruelty, finds its place in a celestial ledger. And when the time comes, that ledger will be presented. It won't be a judgment delivered by a distant, detached deity, but a violent and inevitable cosmic reckoning. A rebalancing of the scales where the righteous will shine like stars, and those who profited from suffering will be consumed by darkness. But who are the righteous, and what constitutes suffering? This isn't mere apocalyptic fantasy. It was a direct response to a horrifying reality. Antiochus IV Epiphanes, the Seleucid king, had defiled the Second Temple, outlawed Jewish practices, and slaughtered those who dared to resist. The voices in the wilderness weren't just lamenting, they were screaming against a tyrannical force. Despite its exclusion from mainstream scriptures, the letter of Enoch didn't vanish. Passed down through generations, whispered in secret, it resonated with those who felt crushed under the weight of injustice. But if this cosmic ledger is real, and the scales are truly about to rebalance, what form will that balancing take? And what becomes of those who built their empires on the bones of others?